Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Locked On Bulls. On today's episode, we'll talk about the EuroLeague MVP, Vasilije Micić, not coming over, deciding to stay overseas. We'll also ask the question, can the Bulls count on the health of Lonzo Ball long term? And lastly, we'll be ranking Coby White against his draft class and ask, is he going to get a rookie extension? We'll get into all that and more on today's Locked On Bulls.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily podcast on the Chicago Bulls, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you for making Locked On Bulls your first listen. Locked On Bulls is a member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. That's Pat, the designer, host and creator of the Windy City Breeze. I'm CEO Haize, host and creator of Chicago Bulls Central, and we are about to get into these topics. First up, bro, this has been a while ago. This is like early in free agency. It had been rumored that the Chicago Bulls were interested in the EuroLeague MVP and Vasilije Micić. I know I'm killing his name. I know they're going to be.
I'm destroying it as well.
Keyboard warriors are all typing right now very furiously. But it seems like he's
Bro, if
not.
you send a tilde trying to tell me how to say something, I want you to understand this. That don't help me know how to say it. You want to put the emphasis right here with the tilde? Shut up. Don't help me know how to say it. You think I know? I barely speak English. You think I know what a tilde does to the word? Get out of here.
Yeah, that's so funny, bro. That is hilarious, man. But yeah, so it seems like he's staying over seas. Now, I had kind of written this off. Once the Bulls signed Goran Dragic, I just expected like that conversation to go around, and that's probably why Goran is here. They probably would have highly been interested in bringing him over had they not. But what do you think about the interest there, the potential fit of what it would have been? Do you think the Bulls missed out on something major not being? And again, how would he have gotten here? His rights are still owned by OKC Thunder, so it's like
it's a trade.
Yeah.
It's I guess it's news, right? Because the Bulls were definitely interested in him. AK's been interested in him. Apparently, he's like dominant over there. Like he's their version of Jordan right now. Like he's just killing it. But you know, I think it would have been a good addition for the Bulls in certain ways, but then there's always like that curve, right? I mean, now he's 31 years old. So you're talking about, okay, we're essentially going to have a 31-year-old rookie coming over here. Is he going to adapt right away? Is he going to be able to play right away? What's he going to be able to do for the Chicago Bulls right away? You know, there's a lot of factors that go into it, especially if you're bringing him over because of trade, because you're talking about a guy that has to be good right now. And I think that if AK felt like he needed to bring him over, you probably assume that he's pretty good. But I'm not surprised that we missed out on him, because I mean, he's coming over here, right? I think you were telling me yesterday that he has to come over basically on a rookie deal. So he's probably getting the bag over there. Like, why? Yeah. Like, I wouldn't come either. Like,
and he's a lot younger than either one of us thought. He's only 28 years old.
Is he 28? Okay.
Yeah.
He's probably still getting the bag over there. Like, he's the MVP.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely getting the bag. Like, let's be clear. He's getting more money than what he would have made on his initial NBA contract. I guess, like, it's long-term, because if he comes over here and has success, he can easily take that 2-year contract like they gave Ayo Dosunmu, get back on the free agent market. But at that point, you're 30, so you would have had to really razzle and dazzle to get that big bag over here in the United States. But, you know, could he have been our Rebecca Gardner? I know me and you both are very big in WNBA. He could have absolutely been that. Yeah, a older rookie who comes in, has an immediate impact off the bench. But at the end of the day, it's not even worth having the conversation, I guess, because it kind of is what it is there. He's staying over in Europe, as he probably should. He probably also looked at some other players that have come over. Like, look at Nikola Mirotic, for example. Came over here, had put up some good numbers and averages.
Good numbers.
Went back overseas. I think he's the reigning MVP right now. Didn't he win the MVP this season?
I don't think they're in the same league. I think
they're not in the same league.
Micić is in the
Turkish league. Yeah, you're right.
And I believe Nico's in Spain.
Yeah.
So he is dominating down there. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I looked up Nico yesterday. For some reason, just randomly, I looked him up and I was like, oh, he's looking good. And then it's just like him, like, smiling, happy, clearly making quite a bit more money than he'd have made here in America. Just like, come on now, brother. So I'm not surprised by it. I was trying to
Listen.
see if they had something on his contract.
Has a single punch ever changed the trajectory of somebody's career as much as Bobby Porter's punching Niko Mirotic did?
Yeah,
Because you got to think
turn Steve Kerr into an NBA champion.
He probably would have been that anyway. But I mean, I get what you're saying. With
5-time, no, as a player. Yeah, I mean, like, come on, bro. The punch had to do something.
Yeah. The type of wake up call he needed, huh, brother? Like,
bro, he punched him into being one of the greatest head coaches of all time, bro. I'm crediting Jordan with that.
So wait, we're crediting Jordan's punch for Steve Kerr being a great NBA coach?
Yeah. That's I see it, bro. I mean, if he doesn't punch him, he doesn't win the championships with Phil, and then all of a sudden, right, not able to knock down that big three, and then he goes over to San Antonio, still feeling the effects of those punch, gets 2 more. Yeah, I mean, I respect it. And then like he was just broadcasting, just living life, and one day his jaw just started hurting. He was like, I think I should start coaching again.
Okay, well, hey, there you go. There you go. Wow. How did we get here? I have no idea, but it is what it is.
There's no content to talk about. We're making it up as we go, baby.
That is hilarious.
I was trying to pull up Micić's contract the entire time, and I think because it's not an American contract, they like, you're not gonna get this information.
They're like, hey man, listen, we ain't got no information for you. We don't even know what you're talking about. Let's see if I can find it. I doubt it though.
Yeah, I don't. Well, this is 3 million.
3 million is what I'm seeing.
I'm seeing 3 million. So he essentially would have been making the same then, unless that's maybe last year. I don't know how it lays out. I also don't know how EuroLeague contracts work. I think they're a little bit different. They're a little bit more like soccer contracts and stuff like that.
That makes sense. But I mean, the thing is okay, so if he would have been on a rookie scale contract, being a second round pick, I can't remember where he was picked at. I think he was picked like number 57. See, if he's going to pay $3 million in 1 year, he would have made that over the 2 years of his contract. So he's still making considerably probably more money than what he would have made had he went ahead and come to the NBA. But a heck of a talent. Like I watched some tape on him when the initial rumors came out that the Bulls are interested, and he seems to be a heck of a player. Has some defensive limitations and things like that. But I mean, at the end of the day, it kind of is what it is. There, the Bulls are doing everything that they can to continue to improve the team, and AK we're gonna hear and probably be in talks for a lot of EuroLeague players because AK is tapped in over there. So
do you feel like he missed out on something by going after Goran Dragic?
Well, I think he went after Goran because he knew that he was. I think that knowing that Micić wasn't coming is what then led to Dragic. I don't think it was the other way around. So and then keep in mind he always had a contract for 22-23. Now the Bulls could have contributed to his buyout, how they traded for his rights, but even then the Bulls can only contribute $1.5 million to a former player's buyout. So if his contract's $3 million for 1 year, unless they agree to do it for that much, it's you're not really getting anywhere on that. So,
and yeah, that's true. It's such a weird it's such a weird concept to be like, man, we missed out on this guy, and so we got Goran Dragic. Like that just sounds weird to me to say, bro. But though I guess there's something to be said. Listen, as much as people are saying like the Dragon's not gonna get tick and he's not gonna play that much, the Dragon keeps like doing great jobs over at FIBA, and didn't he just get named to Slovenia's world team or something like that? So
I mean, Goran still can play. Like it's not. I still have my doubts on the 20-25 minute thing, but it's not that I don't think that Goran can play. Goran can ball, right, to a degree. If you use him in the proper role, if you're expecting to go out there and be young Goran, you're gonna be sorely disappointed. But if you're looking for him to be that veteran off the bench, come in, play a role, I still just don't think a fully healthy team. I don't think Goran's getting no 20-25 minutes.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think young Goran ever impressed me.
Really? I mean, it's
only old Goran impressed me. He was what, 33 when he went to Miami? 32?
So none of the Suns years did anything for you?
No, not at all.
Him and Isaiah Thomas together didn't do anything for you?
Cooked.
Bro, listen, that backcourt was way better than what it had any business doing. I'm not talking about defensively, but offensively, Goran put in some seasons in Phoenix, bro, that were very impressive when he was younger, bro.
Maybe it's because he ended up like every time I would see Goran, it was for the wrong thing because the Suns was still a mediocre team.
I mean, yeah.
So like maybe that's why my memories of him are only good when he gets to Miami. But I definitely remember seeing him a couple of times, just like, good Lord.
I mean, Goran had a 20-point per game season when he was in Phoenix, bro. He's done some impressive things.
You know
bro.
what?
Like,
I actually
they just weren't winning.
That. I actually do remember that now that I think about it, because I remember being like the dude. Literally, I remember somebody being like, Goran Dragic has been on a tear. And I was like, the dude that Derrick Rose dunked on? And that was like all I knew him for. I'm glad you've come a long way. I think now the dunked on picture has moved down to like the 3rd or 4th row on Google.
That's still when you is it it's still
I think it moved down a little bit. I think it moved down a little bit.
When he goes into the EuroLeague Hall of Fame, whatever their version of it is going to be, that picture of him getting dunked on by
It's so messed up, bro. It's so messed up. And you know they gonna. This is the thing. You know they gonna ask him about it. Like that's gonna be Sam Smith's first question. Just listen, Goran, we love having you here, bud. But what
was going through your mind when you saw Derrick Rose's abdomen come towards your face? What was
going through your mind when you looked up and you saw one heading?
And Dalen Terry's gonna pop his hair from around the corner and get some more crap. But all right, man. Next up, we're gonna be talking about, can the Bulls bet on Lonzo Ball? But first of all, I got to talk to you guys about Built Bar. The Built Bars that I get for free that I love so much. From the people who invented healthy and tasty comes the largest gift to your taste buds. You've probably tried the amazing coconut brownie chunk Built Bar, but guess what? Your friends at Built Bar have given the brownie coconut chunk the Puffs treatment. That's right. The coconut brownie chunk Built Bar flavor you love in a deliciously chewy marshmallow covered in 100% real chocolate. It's like a fluffy cloud of coconut brownie goodness. But stop drooling and listen. They're good for you, low calorie, low sugar, high protein, and all delicious. Coconut brownie chunk puffs are only here for a limited time. Go to BuiltBar.com right now to make sure you don't miss out. They're going fast because they taste amazing. All Built Bars are made with collagen protein, which your body absorbs more efficiently and provides tons of health benefits. Eat something that tastes good for you and is good for you. The best part about Built Bar Puffs, of course, they taste amazing, but you can enjoy them guilt-free because they are actually good for you. They are the perfect treat, perfect when you're got a craving, you need to satisfy your sweet tooth, or you need a quick, healthy snack. They are an excellent source of protein. Delicious coconut, rich, sweet, brownie, creamy, marshmallow. Stop fantasizing. Get to BuiltBar.com to order your box of coconut brownie chunk puffs right now. Go to Built.com, use promo code LOCK15 to get 15% off your order. That's promo code LOCK15 to get 15% off your order at Built.com, like Pat has to do when he gets his order.
Every time. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna clip this up and I'm gonna post it as a clip so that everybody sees that I'm not getting nothing.
Oh man, that is you know what's going to be funny if you do that, and then Built reaches out to you and they're like, "Hey man, we're sending you a pallet of Built Bars. Don't even worry.
They ain't doing that.
Take care of you. No,
they ain't doing that.
Not to Chicago. Not to Chicago. It's not going to happen.
They're gonna send me a single bar in the mail and be like, "Quit crying, your baby back."
Oh man. All right. So talking about Vasilije Micić and the guards here, it led me to want to ask this question. Do you think that the Bulls at this point can bet on Lonzo Ball's health? We don't even know if he's going to be healthy to start this season. So I guess this may be too quick of a question, but when you're looking at long term, right? Yes, we do have some insurance built in there with Ayo Dosunmu, but do you think that the Bulls can look towards and say, oh, well, once Lonzo's healthy, we'll have Lonzo Ball, we'll have Zach LaVine? Or do you think they're always going to have this thought of, okay, we're going to need somebody here and another person just for a case when Lonzo goes down, we're still good? What do you think the Bulls' mindset has to be around Lonzo Ball when it comes to that?
I think you're coming into this season still relying on him, right? Still feeling like, okay, if once Lonzo's healthy and 100% to go, we're going to be able to move it forward. But if you start, I'm going to be real with you, like anything else, like outside of course, getting hurt on the court or something like that, but like somebody rolling your ankle, somebody step on you, something like that. But like if it's anything else that's kind of like, what was that? Why is he hurt? Why is he not in? I think you'll see them go to Ayo pretty quickly. I think you'll see a quick somewhat of what we saw in New Orleans, where all of a sudden Lonzo Ball becomes your bench point guard. because the Bulls have felt good about Ayo at the point guard position. It seems, at least now, right? Like, it could all be speculation, but it seems like he's not going to be ready at least for training camp. So that means Ayo's getting that first team reps at the point guard position anyway, unless Goran Dragic getting them, which would be interesting. Bro, what if we sitting here doing all this and Goran Dragic ends up being the starting point guard, which I'm not mad at. Like, he's a good point guard, but like,
I mean, consider
it would throw the mess off.
What that would tell me, if they put Goran Dragic as the starting point guard because Lonzo's down, what that tells me is that they have rejiggered that offense to where Patrick Williams is going to get a lot more. Yeah, jiggered. I have no idea, bro. It just came to me. Reconfigured is probably the best word, but rejiggered. That's what came to mind. That's what you guys got.
I thought I was Shorty from The Simpsons. Micah Jiggers.
But yeah, that would then tell me that Patrick Williams is going to be a bigger part of that offense than what he's been thus far. And that's not to don't get me wrong. Goran is a great point guard, or can be great is a bit strong word. A really solid starting point guard. But to me, yes, he's a solid shooter, but that the days of running offense for Goran Dragic have kind of passed, in my opinion. So at that point, you're using him as a point guard to set up your other weapons. You're using him to set up Zach LaVine. You're using him to set up DeMar. You're using him to set up Vooch. And then I think at that point, Patrick Williams would be a bigger part of the offense than what he's been so far. So that's what that would tell me if that happens.
Yeah, it would be interesting. But I feel like, here's the thing, right? Listen, the one thing I'm not worried about the Chicago Bulls having is guards.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, right, guards with a pretty nice IQ. I feel like Ayo's IQ vastly improved during the season last season. He got used to the role. He got used to playing that position. And because of that, right, there's a lot of Bulls fans that aren't as worried about Lonzo Ball. I for one, have said many times, like, let Ayo play. If we get to the point where we're worried about should Lonzo Ball come back in this lineup and be the starter, something went very right. It's not going very wrong. You know what I'm saying? Or Alex Caruso starting at point guard. I'm not mad at that either. Another high IQ player, very good passer, solid defender. Doesn't have the length that Lonzo has, but a solid defender at that point guard position. Would I be surprised if I saw that happen? No, not at all. So I think for me, right, this season, I think the Bulls can live with Lonzo taking as much time as he needs because, again, you need him toward the playoffs. But if you start to see this, like, I mean, if he even comes back this season or just can't come back or something else happens, you're talking about looking at him like, all right, well, if you ever do come back, bro, you finna be a very expensive bench piece.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And I don't want to speak too much on it before we exactly know what's going on, but like, I think at this point, like, just looking at Lonzo's whole career, right? Yes, when he's on the court, he's everything we need him to be.
Yeah.
Right? That's the only reason why this is even a question, right? Because if it was a player that was hurt and he wasn't as perfect as a fit when he's on the court as what he is, it'd be like, hey, man, we got Ayo. It may be time to just go ahead and roll that dice with Ayo. But because Lonzo was every single bit of amazing as he was advertised to be before,
and more,
he got and more. So you're absolutely
none of us
right.
expected 40+% from three.
Yeah. Like Lonzo, it's hard not to always try to bet on that a little bit. Like, it's one season, right? Let's be clear. One season. Yes, it's a crazy injury. Yes, it's taking way longer than it was originally. So yes, but it's one season for the Bulls. He has other seasons of this as well, and that's where you start getting a little bit worried and concerned. But at the end of the day, what I'll say is this: is that even if Lonzo does have you have to do some rest management, load management, things like that with Lonzo for the foreseeable future. I think that's still a lot better than what it would be if you don't have Lonzo Ball on this team. And I know there's not a lot of things that Bulls fans want to hear, but that's how I feel.
I think the sky is just falling as well right now, right? Like, if Lonzo's not here at the beginning of the season, Bulls fans are fully expecting us to just get our heads bludgeoned in. And I don't know how to tell y'all this. And while I think Lonzo Ball is a very integral piece to what the Chicago Bulls do, but like, Lonzo Ball ain't the piece that was there for 50+ games last season when the Bulls put up, I don't know, 20 more wins, 30 more wins, something like that. Yeah, I mean, probably not that many. Lonzo went out, we had 20+ wins already. So another 25 wins. Like, he wasn't the piece that was out there. He wasn't out there when DeMar was out there carrying the offensive load. Like, there's still a lot of pieces on this team that I'm looking to before I'm looking to Lonzo Ball. And it's because there's a guy like Ayo Dosunmu there who developed pretty well last season, right? Like, I would rather have Lonzo, but again, me and you, Kid, Ringo, we've all said this. I think most Bulls fans have said this. They didn't use Lonzo right in the fourth quarter anyway for him to be the player.
That's so frustrated. Yeah.
That we wanted him to, that we felt like he was going to be. So I think that's the part that hurts me more. It's like, is he just going to come back and Billy Donovan going to be like, well, just get out there. We're in the middle of the season already.
Yeah. And then there's something I also want to point out about Lonzo. Like, while he does have injury history, and people look to and point to, in 2019, he played 63 games. He played 63 games in a 71-game season.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a full season just about.
And exactly. And then he played 55 games of a 72-game season. Yeah. It's still nearly a full season, right? So, yeah, he misses games, but every player misses games. Like, I think for a lot of the time, the conversation around Lonzo Ball falls like, well, he misses so much time. He hasn't played a complete 73 games out of a 71. That's a full season. I don't care how you want to chop that up. That's a full season.
Because at this point, we don't know what rest days were built in. We don't know if he was out due to injury. Now, I will say this. It's a lot harder to say, right, if it's the last 20 games of a season.
Yeah.
I don't know when he went out during that season, but if you played 50-something of a 73-game season, and it was the last 20 games that you didn't play, then I got to be like, you kind of killing us here, brother.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, all this, like, I hope this is a conversation that we can move on from at some point in the season, because Lonzo just comes in, and once he does play, even if he misses the first 10 games, okay, it's 10 games. Ball out those next 72 games. And I think Lonzo can and will do that. That's all. That's it. But go ahead, bro.
Got to bet on it, man. Got to bet on it. And hey, Locked On is helping you guys out with your betting this year. They're telling you which NFL stars move the betting line most. They started on July 18th. Locked On is giving you the 50 most valuable players in the NFL from the odds makers at Bet Online. That's going to be available right now over on Locked On NFL or wherever you get your podcast, and on YouTube as well. So get into it with that, bro. I can't wait for football season.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I don't know why. I'm finna be depressed, but
we got like 20 some days until the first preseason game. I can't wait, bro. I'm so excited for preseason, man. Let's get it. But next up, we're going to be talking about Coby White, bro. One of the biggest conversations about Coby White is when he's going to be traded, who he's going to be traded for. I wanted to talk about Coby in the sense of if he is able to get extension, and talk about the rest of his draft class that is around him and where they currently sit at. So first off, this is what I want to ask you just to start this conversation. What do you think it's going to take for Coby White to get an extension with the Chicago Bulls? Now, again, rookie extension, it's probably not going to happen before the season. If it does happen, it's going to happen after the season, because he hasn't shown enough. But if he were to get an extension with the Chicago Bulls, what do you think it's going to take?
I mean, honestly, just consistency. I don't think it's going to take much. I don't think the Bulls want to get rid of Coby White. Coby White's a guy that can absolutely come off your bench and be a solid scorer. He's a guy that can absolutely come off your bench and be an asset offensively to a team like that. He can be a spark on the offensive end. The problem is he hasn't been that consistently, and they don't want to use him like Vinnie Johnson. So if that's the case, right, like, you're going to see him out there every single game, playing every game. In that situation, right, you can give me the exact same stats you gave me last season, and I absolutely
more consistently
just give him. You got to give it to me 3 out of every 4 nights. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a bench player, right, there's going to be opportunities for you to pick your spots and get in there, and you're going to have less shots some games than another, right? And it's going to be a different role. And I think the Bulls have taken all that into account. We've heard that when they talk about Coby White, like, they are very understanding of the position they put him in. But unfortunately, as a bench player, those are the positions you're going to be in, right? Like, when I hear it, it's like, this sounds great, but that also sounds like a bench player. You're telling me that somebody got hurt, and so you put him in the starting lineup and expected him to produce. So a bench player.
Yeah.
I don't see a moment where that situation, like, I guess if you're healthy, that situation doesn't come up as much, but like, where's this moment where Coby White's not going to be sometimes inserted into the starting lineup because he's been a starter before, and we need you to be the starting 2 guard on the team, or like, so for me, right, like, you just got to show me some consistency, show me that you can do it on a night in, night out basis. I have no problem paying Coby White. I have no problem with Coby White being here. I like Coby White's skill set. I don't like him as much defensively. A 116 defensive rating ain't pretty, but
at all. That's ugly. That's
it's ugly. It's ugly. He plays worse defense than Terrence Ross.
Yeah. This is true.
Yeah,
this is true.
No, that's tough.
This is true. I think me and you can get a 116 defensive rating.
I don't know about that, bro.
Nah, bro. But looking at his draft class, so players in his draft class that have already gotten extensions are really few. Zion Williamson, Ja Morant, Darius Garland. Zion. Other than that, people that were picked around him: RJ Barrett, DeAndre Hunter, Jarrett Culver, then Coby White, Jackson Hayes, Roy Hachimura, Cam Reddish, Cam Johnson, PJ Washington, Tyler Hero, who's about to get paid as well. It's really that whole draft class. Looking back at that whole draft class, it's like you've had some players that have done some things and shined a little bit. Cam Johnson, I mentioned. Grant Williams, definitely has earned some spot, but like not a lot of them. Matisse Thybulle, not a lot of them have gotten their extensions yet.
Yeah.
So where do you in the hierarchy of that, like taking a look at it, trying to look at it objectively, because as a player on our team, we see his flaws a little bit more than we see the other players' flaws.
Yeah.
Where do you rank him amongst those players?
I would still rank Coby. I mean, he's still in the top half of those players to me. You named guys that haven't figured it out. You named a bunch of guys that haven't figured it out. Coby White, at a minimum, has somewhat understood his offensive game. Now, it hasn't been consistent enough. It hasn't been good enough. But, I mean, Matisse Thybulle only plays defense. And only sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Hachimura sounds like a novelty idea, but, like,
Hachimura is always going to be one of those players that you look at and you're like, hey man, why aren't you putting this together more, bro?
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got all he's one of those dudes that when Muzz be like, he's got all the intangibles. Like, he's got all the intangibles. He's got everything that you would want, but it's just not coming together the way that they thought it would. I mean, like a lot of those guys, right? Like even RJ Barrett, to me, like I understand like the Knicks are making him this untouchable piece, but RJ Barrett hasn't been, oh my God, amazing. He's been better. He's probably leading the way. He's probably rounding out the top 5 of those guys that already have got, like the 4 that have already gotten their extension. And then there's a quick drop off because RJ Barrett's probably the next name on that list that you would look at and be like, yeah, he's probably going to get it. And then I'd probably put Coby White in after that. When you really break it down among that draft class, like there's not a lot else in that draft class that was worth, like in what was his name out in OKC, Darius Baisley or something like that. I think he's a part of that draft class. You know what I mean? Like,
yep,
there's a bunch of names
drafted 23rd by the Jazz. Nasir Little was well drafted in that class. Dude. Oh, one that we missed though, one who's definitely about to get paid. Jordan Poole was in that draft class.
Yeah,
he's about to get the bag.
Yeah. Well, I did bump RJ Barrett down one there because Jordan Poole is definitely Jordan Poole's probably the top of that list.
you
maybe behind Ja.
So it's Ja, then Poole, and then you're putting Poole above Zion?
Just because Zion ain't played.
Okay, that's fair.
Because Zion's getting that. Zion got 231, but the have you read his contract?
I did not. I know that there's a lot of provisions.
They basically said if you get hurt, you ain't getting paid. If you get hurt, you're not making that much. But his contract reminds me, to go like cross sport on it. His contract reminds me of remember when the Saints gave why can't I think of his name? The quarterback. Not Drew Brees, the backup quarterback. My God, I can't think of his name now. But they gave him this massive contract, but it had so many metrics that he had to meet that it ends up working out to be like a $23 million deal. But on paper, it looks like $115 million deal for this. That's how Zion's contract looks.
Yeah, you know what they need to do with Zion? They need to get him as healthy as possible, get him eating right, get him the weight down a little bit, get him healthy, and then from that point on, he needs to live in that tank the Winter Soldier was in the MCU, and you only open him up right before a game. Like you just like other than that, you freeze him.
You put him in the Vader tank.
Yeah, that's it.
Taysom
The
Hill, that's what buddy
Baka
name was.
tank. Get him a sensu bean, the Baka tank, the Winter Soldier, like a combination of all of it,
bro.
And then like
how we ain't got sensu beans yet, bro? Come on,
bro. I don't know, man. Like
just instantly back 100%, like inches away from death.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what they need to do with Zion. And then like if you have like a two game home stretch, all right, you let him stay out the tank for 2 days. Go ahead, go out and get your gumbo. We know you've been missing it, but guess what? You got 48 hours. At hour 49, we are sending the SWAT team after you to put you back in the tank, brother.
Man, listen, Zion just need to go out there to the same doctor Kyle Lowry went to and get that BBL done. Hey, brother. Hey, brother, just going out to that same Dr. Kyle Lowry got.
Bro, did you just say Zion Williamson needs a BBL? Is this what we're doing right now?
Bro, oh yeah, get that man right, brother.
Wow.
Get that man seasoned body ready. Yeah.
Wow. One of the things I never thought that we would hear on Locked On Bulls is a BBL mentioned. How did we get here? I have no idea. And if you don't pull this as a clip and post this on social media, bro, you're missing out on your job.
Just saying, bro.
Wow.
Him and Kyle Lowry, man. Kyle, send that information over to Zion, brother. He needs it.
Wow.
Actually, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Zion looks really good. I seen Zion.
Zion does look good. That's why I said they need to freeze him right now. Freeze him. It's done. Like they hire the U.S. military. Make sure if he picks up anything over 300 calories, shoot him. Like that's what you need to do. With a tranquilizer. I'm not saying kill him with a tranquilizer. Knock him out.
No, I think this is the thing that a lot of people didn't take into account with Zion as well. Like it was a foot injury that he couldn't do nothing on. So like
this is true.
What's he supposed to do? Just stop eating and just keep doing chest day? Like no, like bro,
you know.
Like I mean, Muzz was like
he comes in like with the biggest chest in the league. Like
yeah, I mean, like that Muzz was just like he's huge, and I was like, well, he's probably not working out at all. He's just rehabbing. Like that's not working out.
That is hilarious.
When he does this sport that's gonna burn 5,000 calories a night.
Needs a BBL. I can't believe I just heard it. Like I'm still not over that.
You never made it past that, huh?
No. That's you know what? My basketball brain is fried, man. Let's go ahead and get up out of here. BBL. Wow. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Hey, man. Y'all talk about the Big Baller League. Follow me on everything at Pat the Designer. Follow us both on everything at Locked On Bulls. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing so much love, man.
Absolutely. You can follow me at CEO Haize, CEO Haize. And thank you for making Locked On Bulls your first listen every day. Now for your second listen, go and check on Locked On NBA, where the Locked On experts break down all the latest news and developments, rumors, everything going on around the NBA in 30 minutes or less. Our very own Pat the Designer is over there once a week as well. You can catch him. But that is it from us for today. For Pat the Designer, I'm Haize. This is Locked On Bulls, and we out. Peace, y'all.